Okay, so good evening, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Wait, it is Tuesday, right? Yes. Happy Tuesday. So you guys know me. You're on my page. It's Chris Baker. I thank you for joining me. I'm just going to give it a few minutes while we wait for other people just to join, and I really just want to take some time tonight just to give you a bit of a history of my story and what it means to find your why, and then introduce to you a very exciting series that's coming up over the next 7 days. So it starts tomorrow and then runs through next Tuesday with some guests that are very dear friends and colleagues of mine that will help to answer some questions. So hopefully we'll get some people joining shortly. You can see down at the bottom here, although we're on my personal Facebook page, you know, the Facebook Live that will be going on this next week will be going on my business page. So it's Chris Baker / Release Your Unconscious. Now, you may ask why I'm doing this on my private page, and I really try to keep my business things away from a private page. However, with finding your why, I realised that there are a lot of people that don't know their why. They don't know their purpose. They don't know why they exist, what they want to do, what they love to do. You know, they maybe know that they're in a position that they're not happy with. You know, there's a Gallup poll from 2017 that says that they were saying that 85% of people are not happy with their jobs. In fact, in the poll, it actually said that they hated their jobs. I think that's a bit strong, to be fair. So I sort of tone it down to not being happy in their jobs. I mean, does that sound like you? You know, I know when I was in my corporate career, I know there's a lot of people that were, how can we say, just going through the motions. You know, that felt that they were on the hamster wheel. They were stuck in a rut. They didn't know what to do. They were sort of had some internal fears and external fears about making a change. You know, is that you? So let me start by telling you my story, because as I say, the next 7 days is going to be people that are telling you their stories, and the whole purpose of doing this is to show you that if you're feeling these, excuse me, if you've got these feelings, if you're feeling that the environment you're in, hey Barbara, if you're feeling the environment you're in isn't conducive to what you want to achieve. Right, if you feel that it's dragging you down, it's making you unhappy, then you're not alone. Right, as I shared, like up to 85% of the people, and that's worldwide, 85% of people are not happy with what they're doing. Well, if you're not happy with what you're doing, quite frankly, you need to do something about it, right? But are you prepared to do that? Do you know what the options are? Do you know what the challenges are? So we're going to cover that over the next week, and Barbara, who's watching now, is one of the guests on Thursday. So we're looking forward to learning about Barbara's story. And again, what I'll tell you is that everybody that I'm going to talk to, including myself, we're on a journey. Right? This is not something where you can say it's one and done. Right, that we go through a training program and we've got it. No, we don't. What we're looking at is we're looking at transformation. Right, and transformation occurs over a period of time, and growth is an ongoing journey. Growth is something that you're not going to achieve overnight. Right, growth is not something that you can say, I'm going to set that for a year or 2 years or 5 years down the line. I'm going to reach that and then I'm going to stop. That's a goal. Right, growth goes beyond that. Growth is a continual journey. It's continuous improvement. It's achieving things that you want to achieve. things that make you happy, things that give you that sort of warm, fuzzy feeling inside. And this is what we're going to be looking at over the next 7 days with my guests. And yeah, as Barbara says, growth is intentional. Right, so Barbara, growth is intentional, and it's true. Okay, if you just wait for it to happen, guess what? It's not going to happen. I was having a conversation with somebody earlier, and we were talking about helping people understand their why and how they find their why and what does it actually mean. It's complex, okay? It's complex. But let me start with mine. So, I'm 52 years old now, or 52 and a half actually. Yesterday, 2 days ago, 52 and a half. So, I had a good career in the UK. The start of it, I sort of bounced around a little bit, and to be honest, when I was a child and going into adulthood, I was one that could never settle on things. My mum and dad would say that everything I wanted to try, they'd call it what they call a 5-minute wonder. In other words, I'd do it for a little while and then I'd go off and do something else because I'd be bored, or it got a little bit difficult and I didn't want to work extra hard to do it. So, I said, okay, let me go and do something else. I realised that transferred into my adult life. It transferred into the life in terms of professional, but also in terms of personal life. There's a lot of things that I'm not proud of in terms of what I've let go over the years, because it was easier to let it go than it was to fight. And that's a tough thing to say. But that's happened in the personal life, and it's happened in my professional life too. I had a 21-year career in the car industry, and the longest I worked at any one dealership, I think, was 6 years. And most of the others, it was anything from a year to 3 years. Why? Because I was looking for success, right? I was looking for promotion. I was looking for gratification. And if it didn't come quickly, I would want to go and find another route. All right, as human beings, we're conditioned to find the path of least resistance. The problem with that is it doesn't give you sustained growth. It won't help you to achieve what it is you want to achieve. Well, quite frankly, the problem is we don't know what we want to achieve. It got to a stage where my life was, how can I say this? It was filled with false happiness. I was at a stage where I had some good friends, that we socialised a lot. I'd play golf every week. Excuse me. When we were on the golf course, we would have a few beers. We'd go for a few beers after. We'd go out with the wives and girlfriends, and it involved drinking and so on. Now, I wasn't an alcoholic, right? I'll say that, but I'm honest enough to say that I could have been. Because that was filling, or I was turning to that to fill, or to find the happiness that I was looking for. The problem being is that I didn't know what I was looking for, right? I was just looking for happiness. And, you'll find that with alcohol, and I've never been into drugs, but drugs I would imagine is the same thing. It gives you that instant reward and return. The problem is it doesn't last. So 2015 was a turning point for me. I hit rock bottom in my life, and I was successful at work. Personal life, not so much. Hit rock bottom. I was able to carry on with my work and sort of cloak it and hide it, and people didn't know what was going on. Or I think people didn't know what was going on. In reality, they probably did. because it probably showed, even though I couldn't see it, and I thought I was hiding it. So I knew I had to do something different. I knew I had to change. I knew I had to find a purpose for myself and find a path that would fulfill me. You know, I was working at Disney, and I'd been at Disney for 5 years at that point, or coming up 5 years. And again, Disney is described as the happiest place on earth, and in the theme parks, and that it is, to be fair. You know, the work there is not exactly the same, but that's beside the point. I'm not blaming anybody other than myself. So I knew that I had to change, and I knew that I needed more from my life. I knew that I wanted more from my life, but I didn't know how to get it. I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what made me happy. So I started looking. And one of the things that I came across was the concept of finding your why and understanding your why. So that's what I went through, that process. Now, again, I'm not going to go through it on this Facebook Live, because I do that in other courses, but the process can be quite tough, because what you're doing is you're looking back at your past. You're looking at the emotions that you've experienced, both good, good and bad. And then what you do is you are looking at, for links in those. You're actually looking for the root cause. You're looking to find out what it is about that event that gave you the emotion, positive and negative, and you've got to look at both. And then ultimately you understand and you find your why. Now, when you find your why, or what is your why? Look at that's bandied around a lot, and to be honest, a lot of people maybe don't understand it. When I ask people what your why is, quite often they say, well, to earn money. That's not a why. That's a what. Both begin with W, but completely different things. Right? What do you want the money for? What would you do with the money? Because if you get money and it just sits on the table, or it sits under the mattress, there's no point having it. What do you want to do with it? So finding the why is digging deeper, and it's like kind of like if you go to the doctor and you've got an itch on your hand, right? So the doctor will look at it and he'll say, okay, well, I'll give you some cream that will stop it itching. But they don't stop there, right? They're looking at it and they're trying to find out what's causing that. Why is that symptom appearing on your hand? What's the root cause of it? That's what finding your why is about. What's the root cause of you being happy? Of you being fulfilled? What's your purpose? You know, why are you here? Why are you on this earth? What's the purpose of you being here? What do you want to achieve? Now, when you know that, you can do something about it. Until you know that, you can't do anything about it. So I understood, and I went through this process, and I ended up understanding that my why was to help other people. I realised that I'd always done that through my life, and that's what made me happy. And when I couldn't help people, that made me sad. So how could I do that and find fulfillment? Now, in my job, I could do it to a degree, but I want to do more than that. I don't want to do it to a degree. I want to make a difference to many, many people. I want to multiply the effect that I have. That means helping more and more people, and then showing other people how they can help other people. And then those people can help other people. Think about multi-level marketing in reverse. All right, so instead of a funnel where you're at the top of it and you have a downline, I'm going to be at the bottom of it and I'm going to have an upline. So those people are the ones that are going to be going and helping other people. They'll help themselves, they'll help other people. So I knew that's what I wanted to do. So then how do you do it? Well, the thing then, that's when a lot of the fears come in. Because again, I was in a salaried role, good salary, pension, 401k, what else I had, So 401k, pension, health coverage. All right, obviously in America that's massive. I didn't have to worry about it in the UK, but in this country I have to worry about it. So if I went and did something else, all of that was at risk. Was I good enough to do that? They were some of the questions that go around in my mind. What would other people think about me leaving a job that a lot of people would give their right arm for, to be honest, and say that we're at the pinnacle? Well, the problem is it's not the pinnacle. I didn't want to do that for another 15 years and just go through the motions and settle. I wanted more. But was I good enough to do it? Would people listen to me? Did I have the message to relay that people would pay to listen to? You know, all these things go through your mind. Like, how am I going to support and be able to pay the house and the bills and the car and the food? Well, the thing with that is they're the wrong questions. Right? Because when you're thinking those, and it's natural, don't get me wrong, it's natural to think those. They're internal fears. But the problem with those fears like that is you fill in your mind with fears, and guess what? The universe is going to give you stuff back that is fears. When you can release that and you start to think about what you can achieve, the empowerment that you can offer other people, the difference you can make to other people, that's powerful. That gives you the fulfillment. That gives you the confidence and the courage and the belief to go and make a difference. Now, one of the things I'll say is that I didn't have really a lot of help in doing that. So it took me a while. And that's what really prompted me to create Your Why Academy. Right, Your Why Academy has been created to help you in fulfilling your purpose. It's been created to provide a community that will be there to support you, and you can also support other people within the community. This is why I want to bring these 6 or 7 people to Facebook every day for the next week, to help you understand that you're not alone, that other people feel the same as you do, that are going through the same challenges as you are, or have been through the challenges. Now again, deliberately, the people that I'm bringing here are at different stages on their journey. That's intentional, because I don't want you to think I'm just bringing you people that have been there, done it, and have got it all cracked and sorted out. That's not the case. You know, even with myself, from time to time, I have doubts, I have fears. But I have to be intentional about getting rid of those, about moving away from those, about looking forward, not looking backwards. And I'm here to help you do that too. So look at the Facebook Lives over the next week. They're generally at 8 o'clock on the weekdays in the evening, Eastern time. And there's a couple at the weekend set up at the moment. One because I've got a friend and colleague from the UK that's actually coming on Saturday. We're doing that at 2 o'clock Eastern, because it's 7 o'clock in the UK. And then on Sunday you've got Desi from California that's coming on, and we're doing that at 6 o'clock Eastern, because that's 3 o'clock Pacific. So I'm trying to mix up the time so that everybody can see it. I want you to listen. I want you to learn. I want you to see what you can gather from there. I want you to ask questions. Right, so come to those Facebook Lives and ask the questions. You know, I want you to share. What are your biggest fears? First of all, are you happy with your life? If you are, then that's fantastic. You know, I'm ecstatic for you if you're happy with your life, and that's great. If you're not, if you think you've got more, if you think you are deserving more, what's holding you back? What are those fears? Let me help you answer those. So come and ask your questions. One question I'll ask yourself as well is, if you're in that, are you willing to put in the effort and the commitment to actually make a difference in your life? If you are, your Why Academy is for you. If you're not, I can't help you. So share the videos, tag people that you think will be interested in coming and watching. All the reminders are out. That they're actually on the business page. So Chris Baker, Release Your Unconscious. So go to that business page, click and like it. You'll get reminders when they're coming up. Bring your pen and paper, bring your questions, ask those questions, learn from these great people that I'm bringing onto the Facebook Lives. And then on Saturday, I'm actually opening up the registrations for your Why Academy. I'm looking for 20 founding members, that's all, just 20. When I've got them, it's closed. So it's actually open for a week. It's open from Saturday through next Friday. And I'll put the link in the comments, so if anybody's interested, you can go and have a look at it. What I'm doing with that is there is a special offer for founding members, plus those founding members will be helping me to create the community to basically hone the product to make sure it offers what I need it to offer. We'll be doing live calls where we'll go through each of the 5 modules, one per week. And then as we go into 2019, we'll be there to make that our breakthrough year, to make it that we can achieve what we want to achieve. I can't emphasize the importance of community. All right, if I'd had that community when I was starting this journey, I'd be a lot further on than I am now. I can't change the past. All I can do is what's available today. So I want to bring that to you guys so I can help you to do those things today. So thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope you tune in for the next 7 days to see and hear more of the stories from my dear friends and colleagues, and come with your questions. I want to help make a difference in your life. I want to help you live a life of freedom and happiness. I want to help you find a life where you can do more of what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, and with who you want to do it, every single day of your life. When you do that, you truly live in the dream. When you live in the dream, you live in that life of freedom and fulfillment. So I look forward to joining you tomorrow, or you joining me tomorrow, on Chris Baker, Release Your Unconscious, 8 o'clock Eastern. And tomorrow is my dear friend Jay Goff. So we're doing our Leading Through Influence Facebook Live at 7:15, and then at 8 o'clock we're hopping over onto the Release Your Unconscious page, and we're going to talk about finding your why. Bye for now. Thanks for joining. If you're watching the replay, put comments in there. I'll come back and answer those as I see them. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great evening. Bye for now.